Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for Financial Literacy Month, which takes place every April, is Robin Sachs-Frankel, lead editor, credit cards and personal finance at USA Today Blueprint, to discuss the difference between buy now, pay later, and using a credit card to make a payment. Robin, it's great to see you again. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks so much for having me again.
You got it. What's the difference between buy now, pay later, and using a credit card to make a payment? Is one better than the other?
So it's not that one is better than the other. It really depends on the user and their ability to handle different types of payment methods. Buy now, pay later is a type of installment plan. So what that means is if you're buying something for $100 in a BNPL plan, you're breaking it up into, let's say, 4 monthly installments of $25 each. So your payments are fixed, spread out over a set number of time. When you buy something with a credit card, you have the option to carry the balance, but you'll accrue variable interest. What that means is if you're buying that same thing for $100 and you want to take a year to pay it off, you can do so as long as you make minimum payments, but you'll also accrue revolving interest. So in other words, it's not as clear cut to consumers how much they're going to be paying over time up front. And that's what makes buy now, pay later so appealing to some. However, there's advantages and disadvantages to each type of payment.
Is it a smart idea to build credit by using a credit card to pay large monthly expenses?
If you can pay off those large monthly expenses from your bank account in full and on time by using your credit card, then absolutely. So if you have a large expense that you can afford and you use your credit card to pay for it, then yes, it's a good way to build credit. If you have large monthly expenses that you cannot afford to pay in full and you're just putting them on your credit card, you're basically just kicking the can down the road. You can't afford whatever it is your monthly expenses are, and you're going to be accruing a lot of interest, which will not only be extremely expensive, but it will harm your credit down the line.
What about using a credit card to bridge the gap for someone who has recently been laid off or is having trouble making ends meet?
Right. I mean, that can certainly be a way to help make ends meet, especially with the large number of layoffs we're hearing about in the media every day. If you need to be able to just charge something to your credit card this month while you're waiting to get another job lined up, it's certainly not the worst thing in the world. But again, longer term, credit card interest rates are sky high right now. Every single thing that you put on a credit card and don't pay off in full at the end of the billing cycle is going to be a very expensive loan to have. So I wouldn't recommend that as a long-term strategy. Something like a personal loan or possibly even a home equity loan or HELOC might be a more affordable way to get some cash to help tide you over until you have your finances in place.
All right, Robin, we appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.